So good afternoon and good morning to everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the third of our webinar series we've run over the last week. That's been giving you a glimpse into the power of Figured and how it can be used to help your clients and ultimately help grow your practice. So for those who weren't able to attend the webinars last Tuesday and Thursday, my name is Scott Lingard. I'm the Business Development Manager for Australia, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to today's session. So joining me on the webinar today is John Gibson, our General Manager for Australia and New Zealand, and Andy Drinkwater, one of our partner success specialists. So they will be, John will be taking us through the demonstration shortly, and Andy is online to help answer any questions we have about today's subject. So as I mentioned just briefly, today is the third webinar in a series of three we've run over the last week. And today we're going to focus on our recently developed and released Figured Insights platform. And if you missed the first two webinars, which covered how Figured can help in your compliance work and also how Figured can help in unifying your advisory work, just let us know and we can send through links to those recordings for you to catch up on those. So we've worked hard and continue to work hard at Figured to produce what is the best-in-class product fit for agribusiness in Australia. And we've been doing this quietly in the background, but we have the results now from the number of farms using Figured both here in Australia and globally through their advisors to our multiple successes as a Xero App Partner Award winner. And our integration with Xero is obviously very significant, as this slide that's up at the minute shows. And it means that there is access to the whole flow of financial information relating to your client's business. So through the direct bank feeds into Xero, our integration with Xero across their ledger, cash book, and business editions. This information then flows into our suites of products, giving farmers and their advisors immediate access to the financial data for better decision making. So using Figured with Xero allows for integrated compliance, simplifying those processes and providing unified advisory, giving you and your clients access to planning tools to track actuals against plans and provide a full suite of reports, adding value to your advisory services. Today's webinar is focusing on something we see as a bit of a game changer for Figured, but more importantly for you and your practices. For too long, the agri industry has been stuck looking backwards, working with out-of-date data and tools that aren't really fit for purpose or fit for the future, and we've changed all that. After more than 2 years of development and $2 million of investment, we launched in September this year Figured Insights. And we believe this is a game changer for the industry, and our platform will help partners like you accelerate your agri advisory services and get a real advantage in the market. So, and we'll go through this in the demonstration, but imagine being able to easily determine how a change in commodity price, land use, or interest rate will impact each of your customers within a matter of minutes. And then you're able to focus your advisory services accordingly. Now, we don't see anyone else doing this for agri-financial advisors, and we're pretty proud of this and are really excited to be able to show you the platform today. So if we go to the next slide of what we'll cover off today, which is what is Figured Insights and how does it work with your financial data, with your Figured data, how to create portfolio groups of clients to surface insights, using Figured Insights to grow your business and position yourself as a leader in agri-advisory services with clients in the sector. And what we hope you'll take away from this session and the potential challenges we believe we can solve for you is we can see how an out-of-the-box business intelligence solution for agri can benefit your business, see the potential to unlock value from data that sits in your business today, and be open to exploring the capability of insights in your business and preparing yourself for that. So if we look at the next slide, what John will cover off in today's demonstration, what is Figured Insights and how does it work with your data, using filters and understanding your data health score, creating portfolios, groups of clients to surface insights, using the Explore capability to analyze the data, using Figured Insights to grow your business and position yourself as a leader in agri-advisory services with clients and the sector. And then looking at what's next, what if modeling and real-time or annualized financial benchmarking. So they're the things we're going to cover off today. As John goes through the demonstration, please feel free to hit the Q&A button down at the bottom of the screen and fire through any questions. And we've got Andy online who will help us answer those. But without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to John and he's going to take us through the Figured Insights platform. So over to you, John.
Awesome. Thanks very much for that, Scott. Let me just exit out of this presentation and we'll get into it. Here we go. Thank you. Now, I'll just jump into this particular organization. Now, just first, before I get into the demonstration, just a little bit around the positioning of insights within your organization. So we see Figured Insights, as Scott was talking to there, as being an out-of-the-box business intelligence solution for agri. It enables you to surface up all of your existing figured files, whether they be a Figured Light file or a Financial Farmer file. Organize those files into what we call portfolios. I'll take you through that in a moment. And then start using Figured Insights to start interrogating those portfolios, analyzing the data, looking where opportunities might lie for you to proactively get in front of those opportunities with your farmer clients. For the purposes of today's demonstration, I'm going to be using a fictitious organization called Pacioli CA and basing the demonstration around that. Now, from a positioning point of view, we see Figured Insights as being an extension of your practice management software. So something that would sit alongside that stack and enable you to internally start analyzing and interrogating your figured data, surfacing up opportunities, and then using that to kind of proactively get in front of these with your clients. So looking here at the Pacioli CA demonstration organization, this would be typically the same view that you would see if you were logged into Figured under your own organization. What I'm seeing here out to the left-hand side navigation tabs, we're seeing all of the list of farms that are associated with this particular organization and available for this organization to work with. In addition to that, we're also able to see all of the people within the organization that also have organization access. These little blue circles that you see here denotes that these particular members of the organization have passed their Figured certification test. The second key part of the navigation is the portfolios area. Now, the portfolios area is where you can start organizing your figured farms that are connected to your organization into different portfolios. There's an unlimited number of portfolios that you're able to create, and you can apply a range of different kind of scenarios to how you create those portfolios. In this particular demonstration, we can see that we've created 3 portfolios. One that talks to all of our clients who bank with Rabo. Now, this is quite an interesting use case. It means that you could look at your clients who are on either a Figured Light or a Financial Farmer subscription and bank with a certain organization, could be CommBank, NAB or Rabo, and organize those into a portfolio. And this creates a pretty neat opportunity for you to start kind of leading some conversations and joint collaboration with your local rural bankers. We've also got a second portfolio here that deals with farms that we've grouped according to a particular farming operation type. So in this particular case, it's dairy farmers who run an owner-operator model and are based in the Wairarapa region here in New Zealand. The third example could be organizing your clients into a portfolio that relates to a specific director or partner or advisor within your organization. Now, in this example, I've only created three example portfolios, but as I say, you're clicking on the green button up in the upper right-hand corner. You've got the ability to create an unlimited amount of portfolios based on whatever criteria you want to be working with. If I quickly just open up one of these portfolios to give you a look on the inside of it, we can see that in this particular portfolio, we have Mei Lin, who is the owner of this portfolio. You can add more people to this portfolio from within your organization. So once again, we could have 4 or 5 different people within the organization who we want to be across and have access to this portfolio. Likewise, you can continue to add more farms to this portfolio if you want, or if you wanted to take farms out of the portfolio, you can easily do that as well. So once you've created the portfolio, this is where the magic really starts to happen within the Figured Insights platform. Now, to access Figured Insights from within your organization, it's as easy as just clicking on the organization drop down, selecting Insights, and then that'll take you through to a separate area within Figured. So we are now moved from your particular organization into your organization's Figured Insights area. And this is where we're surfacing up all of those farms that are connected to your organization. And we're getting ourselves into a position now where we can start analyzing the data within these farms, looking at certain portfolios, understanding the dynamics within a portfolio. If I click on this little settings cog here, you can see that there are a range of settings that you can display. I've chosen to display the farm name, the production type, the financial year end for these farms, the region that they operate in, the portfolios that they're attached to. A number of these farms are connected to multiple portfolios, as you can see. The figured plan that they're running. In this case, these farms are all running the financial farmer, but we can easily surface up and work with figured farms that are running the light subscription model as well. I've also chosen to display the figured product that the figured subscription is connected to also. The other key piece of information that we have here is what we call the health score. So this is displaying the data health score for these particular farms. Now this enables us to go in and we can view this particular farm and we can see the health score for this particular farm. So we've given this farm a health score of 87 out of 100. We can see that its production data is pretty solid. Its financial data is good. The metadata to support this farm and enables us to do the detailed analysis is really strong. And the engagement is also very, very high. This has had a 75% engagement rate in this particular farm for users within this farm over the last 12 months, which is pretty good. If I look at the livestock area here, we can see that we're giving them 2 stars out of 4 for their tracker activity. Now, if you remember our previous webinars, this might just mean that in this particular farm, we might have a little bit of work to do just to go into the trackers, maybe reconcile some of those livestock sale and purchase transactions that have come through from zero and really get the health of this particular farm in a strong position. If I come back to my list of farms, I'll jump into one of these other farms where maybe the health score isn't so great. So this particular farm here, Left Field Farms, we've given this a data quality score of 57 out of 100. We can see that its production data is in the red, not in really great shape. So we've got some work to do there. Same on the financial data. The metadata attached to this farm is good. The engagement is really poor, which kind of suggests that's probably the basis for why some of this other key data isn't really up to scratch. Looking down here, production data, a lot of work to be done getting that up to date. Tracker activity, pretty low. We have some work to do there. Now, if we consider this particular farm to be important to this portfolio, what this is telling us is we've got options to go back into this farm, work with the owner, work with the advisor, improve the data quality score. Or alternatively, if we said, look, we don't want to be going down that route, it's just too much work, too much time, too much effort, we don't consider this farm to be critical to the portfolio, we could go back into our organization, back into the portfolio, and simply remove this farm from the portfolio. Once we've got the farms here being surfaced up into Insights, this is where we can start using the filter activity out to the right-hand side. And we can start drilling more into these farms and creating a smaller subset of farms if we wished. We could do that by production type. We could do that by ownership model. We could do that by farming system. We could also start looking at their preferred financial year end, the region in which they operate. We could start, getting down into the nitty gritty of surfacing up a particular portfolio. A figured plan that they're connected to, a health score. We may only want to be working with farms with high quality data health scores, or we may want to be segmenting this down into a particular zero product, such as the zero ledger, for example. If we just want to be working with annualized data for whatever reason, we can refine this list even further. and just select only those products that may be connected to the zero ledger. So once we've have our farms coming into insights, we've chosen the filters, we've looked at house score. Now it's time to start really getting into the nitty-gritty of seeing what kind of information insights could surface up to us. And that's where we would start coming into the explore area. Now in the explore area, I'm looking here at the production summary for each of these farms. So we can see that I've got the 12 farms that are coming into Figured Insights. I've got them all lined up side by side. I can see exactly how one farm is comparing to the other from a production perspective. Likewise, I can also come into the explore area into the financial summary and get the same view. We're getting farms lined up side by side. I can see at a glance how each of those farms is performing individually, but also against the other farms in this particular portfolio. I can also choose the key metrics that I want to be measuring performance against. In this instance, because I'm looking at a dairy portfolio, I'm interested in the performance at $1 per kg of milk solid. I could change that to $1 per stock unit or $1 per hectare. We can look at group average. We can look at group totals, and I can also, if I didn't want to be looking at individual farms, but rather farms within a region, I can simply click on that and select that, and it'll change the view where I'm now comparing region by region instead of farm by farm. Another key area of the Figured Insights is the ability to look at performance of farms at a ratio level. Now, in this particular example, we're looking at debt ratio, operating expense ratio, equity percentage, and others. Now we're really interested in kind of exploring the idea of ratios more with our partners, and particularly if you have your own secret sauce ratios that are very important to you, and how you work with your farming clients around farming performance. We'd be interested in understanding what those are, and we're really keen to be bringing the ability for you, if you came on board with the Figured Insights platform, to be servicing up those particular ratios that are relevant to you and your business. The other key area of Figured Insights is the what if modeling, the portfolio modeling area. Now, this is where we can apply assumptions to a certain portfolio or to a group of farmers that we've filtered out. Now, I'm running this particular example here based on a New Zealand accountancy firm, hence the reason I'm talking primarily to dairy operations. Now, if I wanted to model some what if scenarios across this range of farmers, I do that simply by clicking on Add Assumptions. Now, one of the key issues that we have in New Zealand at the moment is that as our government is positioning themselves to regulate farmers in relation to their greenhouse gas, the greenhouse gases they produce. So New Zealand can be meeting its commitments to the global emission trading scheme. And one of the big issues faced with the dairy farmers is a likelihood that they're going to have to be reducing their dairy herd numbers, which is going to have a significant impact on production. So I could potentially model that across this portfolio by clicking on production, selecting milk production, saying, look, I'm suspecting that there could be a 25% impact in 2023, followed by possibly a 15% impact in 2023. I'm also expecting that I could need to invest significantly more in capital expenditure to get my farming operation compliant with the emission trading scheme regulations that the government are putting in. So by putting these into this what if assumption model and clicking apply, Figured Insights will very quickly, as you can see, literally in a split second, start modeling that across this particular portfolio of farms. So I can see my 2022 baseline. I can see what I've modeled. I can see what the variance is. And I can also see that stretching across to 2023. Now, I can put any date range into this what if modeling that I want. I've just deliberately chosen 2022 to 2023. I could easily be extending that out a number of years into the future if I wanted. Where this what if modeling starts getting incredibly powerful is all of these numbers within the modeling are live, and I'm able to click into them with the click, literally the click of a mouse. And this starts surfacing up those particular farms that could be more at risk than other farms. So this is, incredibly powerful business intelligence right at your fingertips. Split-second analysis, returning these, incredible insights, and enabling you and positioning you to proactively get in front of these with your farmers. Now, if I was talking to this from an Australian perspective, we know that, grain farmers in Western Australia, for example, just coming out the back of their harvest, record crops coming off the paddock, commodity prices very, very high, potentially, big tax implications on the horizon. If you were a practice in WA, you had a number of your figured farms on Figured today, you would be able to model those implications quite easily within the Figured Insights platform, surface up those farms who could be, at risk of, being seriously exposed to a big tax bill, and enable you to start proactively getting in front of that opportunity. So look, that was just a very quick overview of Figured Insights, the power of the platform, its capability, and following on from the previous two webinars, if we're building out your base of Figured Light subscriptions, we're building out your base of financial farmer subscriptions, then you're able to take that quickly and easily surface that up into the Figured Insights platform, and really start interrogating that data, understanding your farmers, understanding the opportunities, and getting in front of that. So at this point, I'll just close the demonstration there. I'll come back to the presentation, and we will be happy to take any questions that anyone may have.
Yeah, people are wanting to, as I said, there's a Q&A button down the bottom there. If you're wanting to fire through any questions, we're happy to answer those for you. And thank John for taking us through the product. So I think a couple of sort of questions that we know we get on this, which I might throw to John and Andy while others are thinking of any other questions they have. The first one is what's around the ability to share those insights with the clients, and you touched on that, John, in the demo there. But can you share those directly with them, and how's the best way to manage that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, look, I'm happy to pick that up. Look, as I mentioned, we're initially positioning Figured Insights as being an internal product within your practice, something that would sit alongside and be an extension of your practice management software. We absolutely see the value in being able to kind of share insights with your farmers. There's different ways that you can do that. One way is you can export any of the data from the Figured Insights platform out of the platform in CSV form, and then kind of start working with it and formulating it into individual reports that you might want to surface up with a particular farmer. Obviously, when we're positioning, one farm alongside another, there's probably some, commercial sensitivity associated with that. So you typically wouldn't be getting a farmer in front of that. But absolutely, you can export any information you like out of the Figured Insights platform in CSV form, and then start preparing, customized report that you might like to put in front of an individual farmer, for example.
Okay. I might throw that actually another one to Andy, if you're there. Is there a number of is there a limit on the number of portfolios you can create within Insights?
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, John covered that off in there as well, but there is no limit on the number of portfolios you can create under your organization. So gold for gold in there. And yeah, as mentioned on the webinar, you can go in and invite anyone else from your organization into any of the portfolios that are created as well.
Yeah.
So just to go on top of that as well, there are the filters on the right-hand side of Insights. So currently anything that's not been picked up in the filters as well, that's a good use case for going in and building out portfolios with.
And I think another one, I've probably got another couple here that we might just throw in. Some of these, again, probably have been covered up by John in the demo, but they're worth this recapping as well. Can they use their own ratios in Insights, or how does that work there?
Yeah, I can cover that one off, Scott. So with the ratios, we do have set ratios within Insights at this stage. But if there are specific ratios that you're wanting to see within the platform, please do reach out. And if Insights is something you're interested, we'd be more than happy to touch base, go through those, and pass those on to our product and development team to look into.
Okay. No, thanks for that. I think the last one I'll throw to you, John. And obviously doing this webinar today is a sure sign that it is. But can Insights be used here in Australia, and sort of what's the plan there?
Yeah, look, we're super excited about bringing Insights to Australia, Scott. We officially launched Figured Insights with our New Zealand accounting partners at the beginning of October, and Andy is currently part of the team here in New Zealand that is supporting the initial onboarding of Figured Insights with a number of our accounting partners in New Zealand. We're currently just going through some localization of Figured Insights to make it even more relevant for farmers and accountants in Australia. Particularly bringing in our cropping capability. So that the team are working really hard on that at the moment. And the expectation is that by the front end of next year, back end of January at the latest, we want to be in a position where we can be launching Figured Insights officially with our accounting partners in Australia. Really excited about that opportunity.
Yeah, fantastic. And I know that conversations we're already having with different partners, it's quite something everyone's really quite excited to look forward to. So I think that's probably coming up on time for us. So I want to thank John and Andy there. Thank you everyone for joining us. So just to recap, we've been able to show you today how our out-of-the-box business intelligence solution for agri can benefit your business. Hopefully you've seen the potential to unlock value from the data that sits in your business today, and be open to exploring the capability of Insights in your business and preparing yourself for that. So these are quite exciting changes and developments for Figured, and we are looking forward to having many of you on board. What can happen next after today's webinar? Well, visit our website and use the green chat bubble and talk to any of our customer support team there. You can email myself or Tara Broben, who's not on the call today, but you would have, if you've been on the other webinars, you would have seen her there. Look out for the next webinar series. We're looking to do another new series in the new year that focuses on how Figured can help you get ahead of the tax planning season. So we'll get the information out to that probably in early to mid-January. So be on the lookout for that. Obviously, visit our website, check out all the stories and resources we've got available for there and all the videos that are available there. So again, we want to thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to hearing from you sometime soon, and we'll get the recording of today out to you over the coming days. Thanks, everyone.